Hello, this is Bismuth Hertz, and my video on why I left PSL has gotten over 700 views, so I figured I would address some of the comments which have been posted on this video. So let's go through here. Sojourner says, "The idea of the culture war is a struggle between two idealist lines that are non-scientific." And later in this paragraph, Sojourner says that a party that wishes to have any line of control or scientific development needs to have positions on the development and governance of society. Therefore, having a pro-choice position is essential. And Sojourner, I ask you, is this a scientific or non-scientific idea? And even still, labeling it as such, how does it make it essential? What is essential about this? Dust James says, "Hell yeah, brother." I say, "Hell yeah, brother," and we're going to talk about the contents of this video. Joshua Bell says, "Agree that a socialist party should stay out of culture war issues. You can be for abolishing the police or pro-choice as an individual." And I agree with that, but that is not how PSL is organized. Forrest Smith has a very long-winded thing, but he does not make very strong points here. The first thing he says is that people disagree and need to do self-criticism. Okay, that's true, and I did do that. "You are incorrectly labeling PSL as a Marxite formation. We are not Marxites because we study Marx's contribution to Marxism, just as we are not Stalinists for studying Stalin's contributions." Well, guess what? I'm the one labeling you. Caleb Maupin is the one labeling you a Marxite based on the tactics that you use. I can sympathize with your frustration about the democratic centralist model. That said, full members in PSL are aware of how arbitration occurs, how to address grievances, etc. And this is a failure of your local branch. And maybe so. I had a small branch, it was pretty new. Maybe there was a better process that we should have used. But my perception is that the problem was not the process so much as the fact that the issues themselves, which I raised, were incompatible with the liberal Marxist position, the synthesis of liberal progressivism and Marxism, which PSL seems to represent. Membership is voluntary, of course, and that is why I left. "It does sadden me to think of folks like yourself walking away alienated. Believe me, I am very sad. And when I left PSL, I was very sad and disappointed that this is the experience which I had. Best of luck on your political journey, you as well. And I hope that you can fight to make PSL better from the inside. You say you have the opposite experience when you raised issues within the party. Well, I would really like to know which issues you raised, because my guess is that whatever you did fit within the framework of PSL already, and so it was readily accepted. And one thing I didn't mention in my video is that my branch leadership agreed to raise the issue of nuclear power to national, and we simply didn't do it because I left. I don't know if they're going to raise that issue without me. The People's Bayonet says, "Best of luck in your journey, comrade. I'm probably still going to be joining PSL for the experience." And that is good. You're going to learn a lot, but be careful because PSL is going to overstate their own influence. They are going to group together and tell you one thing, and you need to hold strong to your own truth. Accept when you're wrong, but accept that they are not always right. Ewoks Unhinged says, great video. I felt the same issues within the Canadian Communist Party. And yes, me and Ewoks are going to talk. Just in Time says, keep up the ideological growth. I love to see it. Best wishes. Same to you, Justin. Same to you. Lemons and Limes says, I have an inherent distrust and skepticism of joining any orgs, and I was right about my intuition. Well, you should still join orgs even if they're bad, because this is what we have to do. We have to go out and do things. I can speak on a global South point of view. Now that's very strange, and the way you phrase this, I do not think that you are in the, quote, global South, because you're not saying what country you're talking about. This is an interesting video to share with my global South socialists. Who are you talking about? What country are you from? What are you talking about? Timmy G says, same experiences here in Canada, especially after the party followed Trudeau's line and went against the truckers. Yeah. Comrade Anderson says, love the video. PSL pretty much snubbed me and said, we will not continue with you. And I think that they probably found some reason based on what you said, or some reason to snub you. I don't know your politics, but I'm guessing you didn't fit within their box. Dan Grimbus says, 100% down the line, I started typing the same things and I realized I would be summarizing your video. And I would say, in addition, I wanted to type my own thoughts and ended up summarizing a lot of Caleb Maupin's politics, because he really hit the bullseye when it comes to critiquing the existing American West and possibly even the Western left in general. We'd hold a protest, and all dissident or criticism of actual substance would be shouted down by the more experienced and the mentors. Wow. Wow. Red Sampson says, do you have any suggestion to what communist party would be preferable to PSL? Well, right now, I don't know if there is one. You might look into CPUSA, PCUSA, FRSO, but I'm not really sure. I joined CPI because I don't need to necessarily be in a communist party, and I tend to agree with the line of CPI. SF sends a check mark, okay. And Caleb Maupin says, can I interview you? And yes, I'm looking forward to interviewing Caleb Maupin, or being interviewed by Caleb Maupin. So yeah, those are the comments that I've had on this video. And if you comment more, I will interact with it. If you comment on this video, I will reply to your comment. So see you next time. Bye-bye.